Well, it's so hard. I keep repeating the same shit. And
Well, here's the thing. So my question to you is, and again, I'm not here. Just so you understand,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
going
go
to.
ahead.
I'm not.
You've already said that. Go.
I'm not going to debate you. No,
Come
no.
on,
What I'm
come on.
saying is, I'm not going to debate it.
Yeah,
what
bring
I'm
the
here,
question. I'm ready.
So my question is to you is, then why do you think? The question is, then why do you think that so many prominent people out there? Now we know there's trolls and people who are going to come onto the internet and say all sorts of shit. They do it to everyone. They do it to me. But why are the people like Negreanu, Polk, especially Matt Berkey, hammers the shit out of you on a regular basis? You can address that in a second. My question is not are you or do you think you are? I know you think you are. Everyone knows you think you are. My question is why do you think they don't think so? And why do you think they put so much attention and time to letting you know that you're not?
Listen, first of all, when it comes to Berkey, I blocked him. I've seen like 10, I watched like 1 minute of one podcast he's done. And to me, Berkey doesn't even exist.
Okay.
And I watched him plow through money in the cash games and play horribly. And, for a long time. And now I think he's gotten, really good. Maybe now he's a great player. But I watched him for a couple of years. And for one thing, anybody that watches my televised cash games between 04 and 08, I lost money. It's just true. 04 and maybe 10, I lost money. And so they're still watching those old sessions. But they forgot that, wow, Phil got better.
Well, what about people like Daniel and Doug and these other people that are so adamant about what they say about you? So I'm still going to ask the same question. If you don't know the answer, just say, I don't know. Why is the question? Not
I know why.
Yeah. Why?
Look at Michael Jordan. He's the greatest of all time. Look at Tiger Woods. He's the greatest of all time. I'm friends with these guys, right? And look what happened. All of a sudden, Michael Jordan, they're making memes. They're like attacking him. Because anybody that's at the top for 20 years is eventually...
So you think it's jealousy?
Tiger. Oh, of course it's jealousy.
Okay.
And, of course it's jealousy. Plus there's an element of delusion, right? So now Doug Polk, now he switches tactics. First of all, he has a guy that cuts videos in his basement about me. So when I went off saying, I'm going to burn the place down, they forgot to include that I said I'm going to make a joke. That I'm going to burn I'm going to make this joke.
Yeah,
and it's going to look bad.
This isn't directed towards Doug, but I hate shit like that when people are looking to just make something look a certain way that it's not.
Doug Polk could be so much bigger than he is, but he's lost a lot of the trust of the poker community. Because we know that, all he has to do is cut back the lying and the exaggerating 20%, and he'd be much bigger than he is.
Okay.
And I told him that, and we communicate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Doug, why don't you just get rid of it? You need to clickbait. If you're going to just tell the truth every episode, your viewership's going to go like this.
Yeah.
But now we all know about fake news. And unfortunately, Doug Polk is, doing a lot of fake news.
Okay.
And it's going to hurt him because he doesn't understand. He's turning off some of the truth seekers out there.
Embraced more now variance, and you feel comfortable that because you're going to play as often as you are, and you probably feel good about your skills, that you're less concerned with the variance and the swings. It doesn't. I think you've made a comment too, like if I'm going to play scared, I don't want to play. Recently, I heard you say that.
Yeah, I have two rules when I play poker. Number one is I have to have fun. So it has to be people. I can't be people I don't like.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, and then number two is I can't be scared because there's definitely been games even on stream when I first played some of the bigger ones where I was scared or nervous, about the money and the dollars and everything. Not because it's going to change anything, but just it's it's foreign territory, right? The first time you bet 100,000, you're like, "Fuck! I just bet $100,000. That's a lot of money." The first time you bet 10,000, even that's a lot. I went and watched one of the first streams I played, and it was a Tuesday game, the first one I played, and I think I bought in $10K or something, maybe $20K.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I remember.
Yeah, and I remember there was a hand I was watching where I bet 4,000 on the river, and I remember being in that moment and being like, "Wow, this is a big bet."
Right.
And I was kind of nervous.
Yeah, no, I remember you at that stage. That's why it's evolved so fast that I don't understand if that's why I asked you the question about Prem and I just don't understand.
I've won in the games a little bit.
Yeah.
Willing to play and Ryan knows this. I just love to play.
That's true.
And I always joke around and say I'm the best. I'm the best. And I'm joking. Obviously, I know I'm not the best, but I also think I'm the best. If that makes sense.
It does.
I have that mindset that no one can fuck with me. bring me Garrett, bring me any of these wizards. Like, I like my side, and I think that's like a part of my success.
That's a winning formula, no matter who you are, as long as you're not completely delusional. And you're not,
right?
So it's a fair thing to say to yourself.
That's how I approach it. Like, even when like they bring there's really tough players. Like, some of the lineups, they're always good, but they're not always like insanely soft or whatever. Like Brian Kim's there and good players. I still feel like I'm a favorite in every lineup.
That's great.
I'm sure like smart players are out there laughing and they're like, you're drawing so dead or whatever in the long run. But like to me,
that's how you feel.
That's how I feel, and I think a part of the reason I'm able to play the way I play, which is like I go for big bluffs and I just play how I think is correct in the moment, is because I believe in myself.
Honestly, believing in yourself and playing with confidence is plus EV for sure.
For sure.
No, even if you're faking it till you make it. You have leaned. When did you start leaning way away from poker? Because you don't play in much of the tournaments like before. You could probably clean up if you wanted to get back in poker and get more branding and ambassadorships. But again, you want less commitment, and I know the answer. It's because of your wife and kids.
I don't want to leave home.
You don't want to leave home. I can't even get you here was an act of Congress.
Well,
and it's an hour away.
It is Orange County, and it's an hour and a half of traffic.
Like anytime we hang out, I got to go to you.
It's hard to get me
I've invited you over, and you're like, oh,
I've designed my little bubble.
Would you tell me on the way here? You're not a poker player. You're a creator.
A designer.
A designer, because you designed your life. How you
I've
like it.
designed my life to live it how I want to live it.
That's good.
If I want to hang out with my friends, they come over to my backyard. We barbecue, we hang out, we take my bikes, we ride on the beach.
Yeah.
I want to pick up my kids at school, so coming here this afternoon.
You want to hang out with you?
I can't pick up my kids.
You come to the Ponderosa. That's it. You come to your place. It's over, or else there's no.
Pretty much. It's hard to kind of get me out of my little.
Do you ever, and I know probably the answer is no, or you would design it differently, but do you ever get stir crazy or miss those things?
Not at all.
Never?
No. I love everything that goes with being a dad. I love the crap. I love the high. I love the low, the hangry, the bitchiness, whatever it is, I embrace it.
I've watched you in action. I see how much you love your kids.
It doesn't bother me at all. And, taking my kids to school, picking them up after school, their after school activities, all that stuff is the absolute nuts to me. And I, maybe one day I'll start playing some tournaments and whatnot, but now they're young and I want to be a part of that. And
how do you create, maybe you don't need to because you made so much money. I don't know because you don't say shit.
I don't know if that's true. That's just
But I don't know if it's true either. I'm saying I don't know because
so I don't want the viewers at home to think that I made a bunch of money.
It's between 0 and $1 billion. But still the question is like, how do you make a living? How do you create revenue sitting at home?
Well, there's things I do.
Okay.
There's things I do.
That's it?
That's it. Okay. I mean, I still play some cards.
You do?
Here and there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where?
Just.
Wherever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, I got another question for you. You have, again, if I got this wrong, I don't know if it's self-proclaimed. I don't know if it's just out there.
Sure.
One of the top Baccarat players in the world?
Well, this is how.
Is that a true statement, or is that your opinion, or how do we calculate that?
So it's a true statement. It's hard to calculate. This is how the calculation comes in like the most watered down version. Mm-hmm. There's been 4 people in history to be backed off in the game Baccarat in Las Vegas. Phil Ivey, what's her name? Kelly Son, some guy whose name I forgot, and myself.
Those are 4 people in the world that have been backed off of being able to play Baccarat in casinos in Vegas.
Right. Now, out of that 4, 2 of them were, I don't agree, but what the casinos say, we're taking an unfair edge against them, right? In different terms, the claim is that these 2 players were cheating.
Who were the 2?
Oh, it was Phil and again, I think, what's her name? Kelly? I think her name's Kelly's son, right?
Cool. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was his partner in crime.
Oh, the gal that sat with him.
Exactly.
With the cards.
Exactly.
I mean, I know about
the Mandarin-speaking translator.
I know about the controversy and the shades of the cards and all that. Whatever.
Yeah. So out of the 4 of us, them 2, they figured out what it was. What was their edge? And they said the casinos say it's wrong, and I'm on Phil's side 100% that it's not wrong. But nonetheless, so if you took them 2 out of the equation, it's me and one other guy. And the thing is, I've never. At one time, and the executives we had a conversation about the other guy. I forget, he has like a really plain name, like something Roberts or Jim Roberts, something plain. I totally forget. I didn't really care enough to look into it. Didn't matter. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But they had told this to me, and I never got the details on why he was backed off. So, us being the only 4, the claim is like that I'm top 4. In theory, I don't know. Maybe you could even say top. Maybe you could say I am the best. I'm not really sure. But it doesn't really matter to me. That claim is not necessarily like. it's not an effective claim. Like I don't really care. It doesn't matter.
So I'm going to ask you a stupid question because I have no basis of knowledge on
Sure.
it. Okay. The only time I've ever sat at a Baccarat table was one time this year with Jeremy Levin, the J Boogs. He plays on our show, whatever.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah, you know him. You like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's salt of the earth. Well, anyways, we were in Vegas eating dinner, whatever, and I just
That's
decided.
Benny Blanco's brother, you know.
Yeah, Benny Blanco. Yeah, the famous Benny Blanco, of course.
Yeah.
And he went to play some Baccarat, and I just went with him just to kind of screw around. And I've never seen a hand. Matter of fact, when they started when he started bending the cards, my exact thing to him is, I go, what in the fuck are you doing? Like I never sat it. I don't even know how, even right now that I sat there for a few hours, I still can't remember how to play. Okay. So when I ask you anything, it's not based on me trying to like say, oh, how, I don't know.
You can give it to me. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
So, and it was so weird because when I was there, I looked at the floor man and I go, why are you letting him do this? Because even though like they're just cards and they make millions of dollars, it's like, I come from like nothing, and like anytime you waste something, it just doesn't make sense to me to like do that. I just didn't understand it. And I go, why are you letting him do this? And he goes, because if we don't, somebody else will. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I guess that's just the thing. I don't know how to play the game. So I ask you this. Is there an edge? Like, what do you know that all these other people don't know? Like, I don't get it. That's what becomes unbelievable about it. How can just a handful of people or less have this? I don't know if it's an edge. I don't know if it's a betting structure. Like, what do you know that somebody else doesn't know? Like, because you're not supposed to beat it. I don't get it. Like, that's what makes it unbelievable and why you've taken so much heat.
Yeah.
Try to layman terms that shit for us.
The layman's terms is the casinos cheat. And if you just figure out the cheat, I mean, it's not impossible to reverse engineer.
No, but okay, I'm going to press you. They cheat how?
I can't say how exactly because I
You
don't
know how?
I know how. Yeah, I figured it out.
You figured out how they cheat. Literally cheat.
Yeah, for sure. I've proven it
Dude,
on camera.
why can't we talk about it?
Well, I'm selling it. I'm selling the exact details on how to reverse engineer it for
that's
$50
why.
million.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense now why
Yeah.
we can't.